a lot of people make big deals about, what I consider trivial shit, right? When people celebrate birthdays, I get a little bit confused. Like, why are you celebrating your birthday? Who gives a fuck? It's my damn birthday. If you have parents, you should show your appreciation to your parents on that day, all right? Or if you have really great friends who, make your life better, spend the day with them. Don't be that fucking pretentious prick just going around, it's my birthday, I can do whatever the fuck I want. No, fuck you, buddy. Fuck you, buddy. You shouldn't just do whatever the fuck you want. Everyone will be rape and murdering. No rape and murder, kids. Seriously, stay away from that shit. All right, let's get all the recording shit going. I know on the YouTube channel, if I post this on the YouTube, I know it takes a bit for me to upload, and a bit of a longer clip, so you're gonna see a bit more time before we start recording on the actual subjects themselves. So there's that to look forward to, eh? Isn't that fun? Yeah, it is about 9 o'clock here in Las Vegas in the evening. I am recording very late because the last few days have been kind of a cluster. But ripping all the Vegas gears today, just because we can. Reason why I'm wearing a Larry Flynn hat is because it was free. I love free shit. All right, come on, really? Do I really need to make an excuse for why I'm wearing a fucking hat for a strip club? Really? It's the kind of fucking world we live in, man. I swear to God. You think everybody out there is doing shit and achieving their shit. No, majority of people are garbage people, and they now have this platform called social media to just bitch about shit. All right, even if they're fucking losers. So remember, kids, if you do something out there and you feel like you're doing a good job at it, don't be discouraged by some fucking internet trolls. All right, that's really it. Just keep on your shit, keep the grind, keep at the work. Good God, now people are just miserable cunts. That's all that shit is. Oh boy, here we go. Let's go ahead and get this shit. And yes, if that's a whole, if there's a whole idea of, is he jabbing at people? Absolutely, I'm jabbing at people, dude. If you're coming on the YouTube channel, the Twitch channel, whatever media shit I got, and you're just bitching and complaining with nothing constructive to say, shut the fuck up, get out, go watch something else, go do something else. That's the whole mentality here, guys. All right. If you don't like it, get out. If you got nothing good to say, don't say shit. If you don't got something constructive or something to challenge the other person, right? Not just, this shit sucks. All right, cool. Tell me why it sucks. Like, give me specific reasons. All right, I don't want to just hear, that shit sucks. Any fucking child can say that. All right, it takes an adult to give detailed reasons. All right, detailed, logical, and fair reasons. Most people can't do that. So that's how shit is. That's the internet, guys. All right, just remember that shit. No one's your friend. Jesus. No one's your friend. Don't trust anybody. Fucking paranoid fuck. But without further ado, another swig of water. Oh my God, my ears are fucked up. Like, I don't know what the fuck it is. Is it the ears or is it the eardrums? I have no fucking idea. But you know what? Let's get it going. Hey everybody, welcome to the SkyLounge, episode number 100. Episode number 100. Holy fuck, my goodness. And as always, guys, thank you so much for joining me today and listening in. If you are new, welcome, and check out some of the other episodes on the page. All episodes are available on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Google Music, so make sure you are subscribed so you can get notified for a new episode every Tuesday. Make sure to follow me on YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook at The Sky Lounge. Stalk me on Snapchat at DA13IG5EUNG. Let's get started. All right, guys. So as we talked about last week, the whole idea was, before the big 100, and because the whole idea was, episode 100, we're gonna be talking about this. We're gonna be talking about the big monthly adventure, and this week's topic of the week, the Cesspool of Humanity, big monthly adventure, Life is Beautiful 2018. We'll talk about why that title is so prevalent these days, but Life is Beautiful. The festival started 5 years ago here in Las Vegas, and I have been going the last 3 years. So this was year 3. It was fantastic, man. I had a blast. I had an absolute blast just checking this shit out, and as I do every year, as I do every year. And the one thing different about this year was I did not rent a hotel room. I usually do out in the strip, but I just figured, you know what? I'm just gonna go to the festival, have a good time. Broke as shit. Can't afford a fucking hotel anyways. And you go there, and the great thing about it is all the musical acts you get to see. And so all the acts I've seen on stage, and I'll list them for you here, guys. Elderbrook, Churches, Justice, The Weeknd, Fife Facilities, NERD, Alice in Wonderland, Calantis, Santigold, Tyler the Creator, Slushy, Odessa, Black Bear Jungle, and ASAP Ferg. All of them, by the way, put on a fucking show. You know, whether I was there for 5 to 10 minutes for a performer or for a whole hour and a half, you know, they are fantastic performers, all these guys, and all of them deserve credit for just killing it the weekend. I mean, this weekend was fantastic. If I had to really pick one, though, if I had to say the best performance, it was Justice. Like, Justice blew everybody out of the water. I don't think there's even a close second for me. Just because I was waiting and dying to see these guys. I think NERD and Justice. I think those two guys, you really can't top those guys. Those two groups were just head and shoulders above everybody else, in my opinion. Just their stage presence, the way they, you know, the sounds aesthetically, right? I mean, everything about them is different. I mean, you got Pharrell Williams. That's already like a cheat code in terms of what you're doing. So, great thing is, yeah, always, it's the music, you know, and throughout most of this festival, I was really drunk. I wasn't really buying food. I was just drinking my fucking days away, smoking like a madman, and, you know, obviously with the whole, you know, Vegas shooting incident last year at Mandalay Bay during the Harvest Music Festival, there was obviously more security, more police officers here in Las Vegas, and which was nice. And in a weird way, it felt like there was less people, but you know what? I'd rather take the safety. I'd rather take the safety, and I know, you know, the men and women in blue, you know, get shit, you know, for especially these days, man. I mean, the men and women in blue just get their fucking teeth kicked in because all this fucking PR shit, you know, that 1% of bad apples who ruin it for everybody. We all know, you know, police officers are just trying to do their jobs. All right? Majority of them are just trying to do their jobs, and you know, and anybody who happens to check this out, who is part of the police force or has family in the police force, appreciate you. Thank you. And especially if you're in the Vegas area too. I mean, we appreciate you guys for, you know, protecting Vegas, helping serve the community and everything. And it was great to see that kind of police presence there. However, despite that, there's all this debauchery going on. All right, despite a great police presence, and again, we support the police here. I personally do. But yeah, the kids, the kids are crazy. All right. As the Offsprings once said, the kids aren't all right. All right, they're not all right, because I mean, I thought I was the cool guy, drinking and smoking weed, but you got kids half my age, you know, rolling on X, snorting coke, having fucking, what's that, lean? I don't even know what the fuck that is. Like, lean. That's an Urban Dictionary, that shit. I'm like, what the fuck? This ingredient sounds nuts. But I kind of want to try it out. But it is baffling, because you see this whole idea of the younger people are getting more exposed to the dangers, right, and the sins of the world. And, you know, in a weird way, right, I'm still going to be that guy where I say, man, this is fucked up. This is wrong. Like, you shouldn't really be doing drugs. But simultaneously, I've dabbled in a couple of shit, and it's one of those things where you should experience it. You should absolutely experience it. You know, weed and alcohol, really. And so if you experience those things and understand your body, understand that certain things don't work for you, then that's fine. But what happens in these fucking festivals is most of these kids don't know how to control themselves. And it just becomes a mosh pit of dazed out kids dancing to whatever the fuck is in their system. And it's just dank, hot, and humid in these fucking music festivals, man. And it's just a cesspool of humanity. I've said this throughout the entire festival. And you know what? If I look back in the libraries of the Sky Lounge and the 100 episodes that we did, I'm pretty sure somewhere in there, the cesspool of humanity is like a close title that we do have. And if we do have that, apologies, because my vocabulary has been shit the last few days. And really, the thing is, man, it's just hard for me to just say, you know, everything's gonna be right. Kids are gonna get great. No, they're not. They're not. No. Like majority of people are idiots. All right, let's. Can we just all agree on that? I'd say 85% or more of people in this world are fucking absolute morons. Absolute fucking morons. The 50% or less, you know, they're just kind of there. They have to kind of exist in the outside. And when you have a big conglomeration, or like not conglomeration, like a big congregation of normal individuals, you'll get a cesspool of humanity. This is generally what happens. And, you know, as much as I complain about it, I love this festival, man. You know, I can bitch about it all day, but I have a great time every time I'm there. You know, but every year, the older I get, man, the more I start bitching about my legs and my knees. Like, I can't fucking walk. But that's really that. I really love this festival. I had a great time, and honestly, dedicating a full episode for the 100th episode at the Sky Lounge for the Life is Beautiful festival, totally worth it for me. This festival has been a really different thing for me. It really kick-started off back in 2016, where like everything started transitioning to something else. And I really have to thank this festival, and a lot of things, of course, a lot of things, but really, I always have a very fond memory and fond place, fond fucking place, wherever the fuck, a very special place for Life is Beautiful. Jesus Christ, couldn't you say it like that? Well, I start overthinking and go off script. I start doing that shit. I improv. So, ultimately, humanity is a travesty. Let's move on. So, guys, all games and match reviews are on the YouTube page at the Sky Lounge, so make sure you check that shit out for more detailed videos and match reviews. All right. So when we talk about Arsenal, Europa League group stage round number 1 kick-starting off this week. Woo! Against Vorskla. I don't even know what the fuck club that is. All right. I mean, no disrespect. Kind of disrespect. I just legit don't care. I don't care enough. The wins all that matter. But again, defense. What are we doing? Defense, what are we doing? You know, shitting the bed, conceding 2 goals in the 74th minute and in the 4th minute of stoppage time. I mean, are we having a fucking laugh here, guys? Against a team that, quite frankly, if they were in the Premier League, would be mid to low tier. Like, how the fuck did you concede like that? Lapse of judgment on defense. And it's just been like that consistently for Arsenal. But they turned it around on Sunday. This is the curious thing about Sunday. They really turned this shit around, where on Sunday, Arsenal players just figured, you know what, fuck it. We're just going to piss on everyone's parades and, ironically enough, keep a clean sheet. And so in the first half, Arsenal kind of looked impotent. You know, not really doing anything on the offensive end, you know, trying to get shit started, but Everton looking the more dominant figure. And in the second half, Lacazette, Aubameyang both come out with goals. And Lacazette with the beauty of a goal. This guy. I mean, the whole curse of the number 9 thing, I hope it's not real. And I think Lacazette, if there is such a thing, will break that shit in half. So, you know, when we talk about Lacazette and Aubameyang, it's great to have those 2 guys there. It's great to have that attacking force of Ozil, Aubameyang, and Lacazette. You know, and yes, she got Ramsey in there, and Ramsey has his moments. Ramsey absolutely does have his moments, and there's a lot of great things that we can pinpoint, and especially to Petr Cech. Petr Cech had a fucking outstanding match. He was on his fucking game, and for Arsenal to come out in the last few matches, just coming out wins, hard fought wins. It shouldn't. But here we go, continuing with the fucking recording. Hooray! Yep, recording got fucked up, but yeah, it shouldn't be hard fought wins. It should be easy fucking wins. On paper, Arsenal's better. Arsenal's better by fucking miles. But we shit the bed at the last possible moment. But you know what? At least we're getting wins. Momentum's good. And look at that. Wins. I mean, 2 wins? And I know it's early in the season. I know September, October is a great time for Arsenal. I'm hoping we can kind of just carry this momentum forward into December. Like, let's get through December because this is going to be a long fucking season. If it's just win, it's just going to be one of those seasons, man. I mean, we're going to have to take a game at a time, match at a time, whatever. And yeah, it's going to be tough. I'm just saying, it's just going to be a tough season, so let's just bear through it. And I know I sound like a negative Nancy right now, but listen, it's a win, it's great, but it's still a long fucking season. So just bear that in mind. But guys, next week, Carabao Cup 3rd round. It's actually going to be on tomorrow, on Wednesday, against Brentford at home. So, boys, let's do something in the Carabao Cup, please. Let's not embarrass ourselves like Manchester United did, who just lost at Derby County. Woohoo! But Derby County, whatever. Premier League week number 7 against Watford on September 29th. More than likely, I will be at the pub watching this game just to get the full experience on. And so other things going on in football. Champions League has kicked off along with the Europa League. Week 1 results are generally too early to tell how, a club will do in the group stages over the 2-month period or whatever. But Tottenham blew a 1-0 lead and lost in the last 5 minutes. Fucking Tottenham. Fuck those guys, seriously. But Tottenham loses, and it's a great week for Arsenal fans. All right, your rivals lose, you're winning. Oh, Champions League. Yeah, who gives a fuck? Losing, you bitch. Move on. When we talk about football, guys, we gotta talk about FIFA. The goddamn corrupt organization that feeds us and nurtures us, but we also know that it's also bad. However, they did recognize some of the best players and best, figures in football in the FIFA awards. So, Puskas Award has been awarded to Mohamed Salah for his goal against, I forget which fucking club. I really don't care. I mean, the only time I cared about the Puskas Award was when Olivier Giroud won it for Arsenal with the scorpion kick. But I just generally do not give a shit. All right. Coach of the Year, because it's one fucking play. All right, here's the thing. Here's the thing with the Puskas Award. As great as it is, as aesthetically great as a goal is, it's one fucking part of a match. Goals are one part of a football match. That's all I'm saying. So I just generally don't care. I mean, even when Olivier Giroud won, I was like, yeah, that's great. Who cares? Okay, so Coach of the Year, Didier Deschamps. Come on, no doubt in my mind that this dude was, the way he won in the World Cup, the way he was pushing that French team along. Yeah, I mean, kind of goes without saying, in my opinion. Keeper of the Year, Thibaut Courtois, again, had a fantastic tournament, and deservedly so. Wins that Keeper of the Year award. And you have the Player of the Year, and I said this, boys and girls, Luka Modric. Luka Modric wins the Player of the Year, and deservedly so, because he has been the best player on the planet as of in the last year. Okay, don't give me that Messi Ronaldo shit. Within the season, in the context of what he's been able to do in his club, in his home country, Luka Modric has been the best player in football in the last year. Change my mind on that shit, please. Please change my mind on that shit. Jesus, man. The Messi Ronaldo debate. Listen, when a guy does his job like Luka Modric extremely well without fucking saying much, and to the extent that he's been able to do in the last year, come on, man. Real recognize real, and other guys are recognizing Luka Modric right now too. So hey, respect given to Luka Modric. Hell yeah, wins the Player of the Year. Thibaut Courtois headlines the Football World 11 along with Marcelo, Varane, Ramos, Alves, Kante, Messi, Modric, Mbappe, Ronaldo, and Hazard. That's a fantastic list. That starting 11 could really beat anybody. And you will notice, based on last season, a good chunk of those guys were in Spain. And yes, you have three players over there in England, two players. Oh, was it Alves is in PSG, I believe, too. So yeah, three players. Yeah, you got fucking two players in the French league. So I mean, it's a really well evenly distributed starting 11, in my opinion, relative to other years where it's just Real Madrid and Barca, because you don't have the World Cup, you don't have things like the World Cup, you don't have global tournaments to figure out, right, who's the best among the world. And this is the great thing about the World Cup. It really does determine who is the best in the world. Despite the 4-year gap, it really still determines the best in the world. And it's the greatest tournament in the world. Period. Don't even argue. All right. Speaking of arguing and argumentative shit, Seahawks. The Seattle Seahawks in week number 3. Butters. All right. So Dallas Cowboys win. Oh my. Actually, you know what they did win? They won in losing. That's right. I fucked up in saying that, guys. The Seattle Seahawks beat the fuck out of the Dallas Cowboys 13-24 at home. Great to see this. And here's the thing. I was at the bar watching this with my boy Steve. And man, I was pretty damn drunk by the end of the game. Not gonna lie to you, I was pretty damn fucking wasted. But the great thing about watching this game was Cam Chancellor was raising the 12th flag, which was great. I mean, the guy retired, back injury, and thank God he's alive. Thank goodness he's being able to do all this stuff. And I love the fact he was able to raise the fucking 12th flag. It's awesome to see. And the great thing is in the first quarter, the fucking man we're going to talk about more soon, Earl intercepted, but we couldn't capitalize on the opportunity to convert into points. But man, Earl, can someone pay the man, please? Can someone pay this fucking man, please? Pay the man. Pay Earl. But in the second quarter, despite the kind of lackluster first quarter, I mean, on defense, we looked pretty stellar. Seattle's still able to come out of the second quarter. Guns a-blazing at this point. Guns a-blazing. Jaron Brown gets that first TD. Nice. And Marv also gets a field goal because Cowboys, and they drove down the field. Of course they did. And Tyler Lockett also gets a fucking touchdown in there. 52-yarder. 52 yards. Shit. So he was pretty fantastic all throughout. He was causing problems on Dallas's defense all day long. And in the third quarter, a bit more quiet, a bit more suppressed on that offensive side. Just both teams just trying to assert their will, and Maher with the fucking field goal again for Dallas. So what it seemed like, initially was, okay, cool, like Dallas isn't gonna get any touchdowns. This is gonna be like an easy shutout game. Fourth quarter, though, is where the things get a little curious. Because, yes, Chris Carson does get the touchdown. He rushed for 102 yards, 32 carries with 3.2 yards per carry on average. And the thing is, at that point, this game should have been done. This game should have been absolutely done. But what happens? Defense kind of slips here and let Trayvon Austin get a touchdown by Dak Prescott. And the thing with this whole game was, after that point, it just felt like the Cowboys found momentum again. And the Seahawks couldn't really do anything on offense for whatever reason. They just couldn't get down the field. And, just when you think, Cowboys have some sort of momentum, Earl Thomas intercepts the fucking ball again from Dak Prescott. My God. And again, this is where the offense comes in. Couldn't do anything about it again. And then the fucking Cowboys are down the field again. And Zeke, if Zeke had a bit more time, it would have been a touchdown. But what happens? He fumbles the ball. And Cowboys. What I mean by that is they will choke. It's kind of in their DNA, and wouldn't you know it happens again. And let's talk about the quarterbacks. Dak Prescott, 19 throws on 34 attempts, 55.9%, 168 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, 5 sacks. Run the ball, Dallas. Run the fucking ball. You have Zeke. I mean, what the fuck are you doing? You have arguably one of the best running backs in the league. How are you not utilizing him? It drives me nuts. Drives me nuts. Like, you have hands. Why don't you masturbate? That's the only fucking thing I can... That's the only analogy I can give you. Oh, my God. That is ridiculous. Anyways, when we talk about the other quarterback, Russell Wilson. 16 throws on 26 attempts, 61.5%. Not that great, but hey, did the job well. 192 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 2 sacks. Wow. So Dak got sacked 5 times. So this is kind of an odd place I'm in because I'm used to seeing Russell sacked 6 times in the last 2 games. So 12 all in all, 14 the last 3. So yeah, this was kind of nice not having Russell get fucking sacked like a goddamn ragdoll. It was fucking nice. And I'm telling you, man, as much hype as I'm getting about this win right now, there's so many question marks moving forward with the Seahawks. What the fuck is going to happen with Earl? Like, what is really going to happen with Earl? I feel like realistically, the Seahawks are going to trade him. And my whole thing is, personally and selfishly, I understand players will age. Right? I mean, Father Time wins all the time. Right? Father Time will never lose. But what Earl does to this locker room, what Earl brings on the field, all the intangibles and tangibles, you do not get rid of this man. This man he's a Hall of Famer fucking safety. This man is one of the last remnants of that Legion of Boom. Don't fuck this up, Seattle. Don't fuck this up. I don't fuck this up. Don't fuck this up. And that's the thing. The other question being, Pete Carroll has a year or 2 left on his contract at this point. Negotiations are going to start, and with the new organization or reorganization and the administration, it's going to be curious to see how they're going to resign him. Because yes, guys, Chuck Arnold has been named the president of the Seahawks organization. Congratulations, Chuck. 25 years with the Seahawks to where he is now. I mean, hearing about his journey, starting as a fan when he was a kid in Seattle, graduating, in Seattle, Washington, all this stuff, just him being so closely tied to this organization emotionally, and for him to just step up all the way to this level is amazing. It's great. And it's crazy because I believe it was McLaughlin. I might be butchering that name or making that name completely wrong. But from what I understood and what the inference was the CEO and president position was initially a one-man job, and now they separated it out where you have the CEO that represents all of Paul Allen's entertainment venues, and you have Chuck Arnold, who is going to be president of the Seahawks organization. So these two guys are going to be working in tandem, and they said specifically the reason why they started doing this reorganization was to try to deal with Pete Carroll's contract. So I don't know what that means. I'll have to do more research into it and look into it, but congratulations anyways. This is great, whenever you get to see stories like this, but the question mark is for the Seahawks organization, we don't know what the fuck is going to happen. We just don't know. So we'll see, because next week, Arizona Cardinals on September 30th at Arizona. I know Arizona gave a lot of people a scare against the Chicago Bears, but let's be quite real. This is not a good team. Arizona is not a good team. They are arguably one of the worst teams in the league. Arguably the worst team in the league. And so hopefully the boys can get their shit straight, fly over there, kick some Cardinals' ass, and get to a 500 start. All right, boys and girls. So other things in the NFL. Guys, make sure to head over to the YouTube channel at thescylounge for Piggy Skin Picks, where I pick who I think the winners are going to be for the week. A couple of big stories in the NFL over the week, though. Jameis Winston is facing a lawsuit for the 2016 Uber groping incident, while Fitzpatrick is still playing his fucking foreskin off, man. God damn! Listen, whatever I'm going to say Fitz magic, I'm going to say fucking foreskin. He's playing his fucking foreskin off. Because he is the only quarterback now in NHL history to throw for 400 yards in 3 games in a row. This is unprecedented and crazy. Now, do I think Fitzmagic is going to carry his shit to next week? We'll have to see who the opponent is. I don't know. I'm going to do that shit on the Piggy Skin Picks. Make sure you check that shit out on YouTube. Other shit. Jimmy GQ is out for the season with an ACL tear. So, Jesus Christ. 49ers invest all that money into Jimmy GQ and he is injured. So, unfortunate for him. Hopefully, it's a speedy recovery because this is ridiculous. The NFC West is a fucking joke. The NFC West is an absolute joke. It's a two-team competition at this point. The Cardinals aren't going anywhere. Let's be fucking real. The Cardinals aren't going anywhere. The Rams, it looked like they're going to run away with this league at this point. The Seahawks are going to be a fucking 500 team, like I've been saying. And so we just don't know what the fuck is going to happen. We just don't know. And so, best of luck to those injured guys, man. I mean, I know it sucks, but hopefully they get back to it. You know, it's not a great league without quarterbacks, right? It's not a sellable league without quarterbacks. That's the whole idea. And really, the other big news, guys. Other big news. What was the big news? Oh, that's right. That's right. The Cleveland Browns get their first win in 635 days. What the fuck? Oh my God. The Cleveland Browns get their first win in 635 days. Can we let that shit settle in? They finally unlocked the free Bud Lights in the stadium. Dilly dilly for everybody. And I've been saying this shit about Baker Mayfield, you motherfuckers. All you motherfuckers doubted me. And I'm telling you, this boy's going to prove a lot of people wrong. Or Cleveland syndrome. I just hope it doesn't happen to that kid. He's a stud. I hope fucking Cleveland doesn't fuck this up. But speaking of Cleveland fucking up, let's talk about the Lakers, because LeBron watch at the SkyLounge along with Media Day for Lakers. So, the one thing I'm learning about the media is most of the questions asked to these athletes are the most questions you can really expect. Like some of these questions they're asking, like, LeBron, did you come to LA for basketball or for movies? Like, that's the most condescending dick question you can ask. Like, what the fuck? Like, hey, it's like if you go to a job. Hey, are you here to do your job or just text on your phone? Like, you have to be a cocksucker, bro. Like, and the way he answers it, like, I love the way LeBron answered the questions. I love LeBron was just buttoned down. Fuck you. Like, what? Are you serious? Like, there's one answer where he said, how long you been following me? Guy doesn't give an answer. Yeah, that's how long you've been following me. You don't know me. And it's just like, yeah, dude, come on, guys. Is this child's play? And this is the great thing, because for me, what I was hearing from the media day, what I was hearing from all the players in media day for the Lakers was, we all have a chip on our shoulders. We all have a chip on our shoulders. Every single one of them, from the rookies to all the way to the vets. Every one of them have a chip on their shoulder. And I love that mentality. I love how everybody's saying, we're just going to go to the gym, work hard, do our jobs, and just move on to the next day. I love that mentality. That is a great fucking mentality to have in whatever aspect of life you're living. And for an athlete to show that and to voice that out in media day, boner alert. That's all I can really say, man. And this is the thing. I'm really hoping for good things this season. You know, I've already have the season prediction out. It's on the Instagram page if you guys want to check that out. Also on the YouTube page for more explanation on that shit. But it's really good to see that. And oh my God, guys, next week it's preseason basketball. I know it's preseason, but hey, it's basketball, man. So Denver Nuggets at home at the Staples Center, September 30th. I am mixing up my fucking days today. It is really bad. But this September 30th, not December, September 30th at the Staples Center against the Denver Nuggets. First preseason game. We're probably gonna be playing not LeBron. Like, I don't think you're gonna be playing LeBron. And even if he does play, probably really limited minutes too. And the rest of the NBA, there's a couple of interesting points that we do have to talk about. Jimmy Butler does not want to be in Minnesota anymore. He has requested a trade, and I don't know as of yet if he's on the trade block at the moment, but he is adamant about trading. He has not even reported to media day at this point, as far as I'm concerned, and I know. And the rumors are the Clippers, the Knicks, and the Nets are the best teams to land this guy. And I would say, really, the Clippers or the Nets would be a great fit for him. I think, generally speaking, right? If you look at that Clippers roster right now, it's a lot of chip on your shoulder guys, too. Clippers guys, man. I mean, Patrick Beverly, Lou Williams, Gallinari, Tobias Harris. I mean, you add Jimmy Butler on top of that, that's like the biggest chips on your shoulder team in the NBA. And you could probably see a lot of physical plays. And I would love to see that. Just a Jimmy Butler led team. Even if it's a Clippers, like even if it's a fucking Clippers, it'll be actually interesting to see like, oh shit, they're trying to actually make noise. That's kind of curious. So that'll be fun. Or the Nets. I think if he goes to the Nets, I really think like the Jimmy Butler led Nets can lead the Nets to an 8-seed playoff run. I definitely think that Jimmy Butler has the talent. He's gonna have D'Angelo Russell right next to him. And I know the whole character of D'Angelo Russell was always questioned here in LA and the Lakers fucking locker room and shit. Who the fuck knows? Maybe he's changed around in the Nets. I don't know that shit. I don't really catch up. But hopefully, whatever fucking choice he makes, hopefully Jimmy Butler's happy because that dude is a stud, man. That dude is a stud. His story of how he's come up is unbelievable, super inspiring. Make sure you read that shit. I mean, go read how much of his life was such challenges, and he just kept overcoming and overcoming. And for him to just not want to be in Minnesota with these fucking first round pussy boys, I totally get it. I totally get it. It's the entitled pricks at work who think they have everything because they're in their manager's pockets and shit. And you have the hardworking guy who just does his job, doesn't really give a shit about favoritism, but the moment some shit happens, like this is the guy. He's gonna be the fucking scapegoat. So for me, I'm totally on board with the Jimmy Butler guy, moving away. I'm totally on board with this shit. It'll be fun to see where he goes. It'll be interesting to see if he does go to the East, just to balance out that talent level from West to East. I mean, the West is ridiculous. It is stacked. So Media Day does give us a lot of great blips, and I do not think there has been a better Media Day blip / clip / meme than the Kawhi Leonard laugh. And I gotta find this somehow. This laugh is just unreal. And if you haven't seen the laugh, go on YouTube. Go anywhere. Go fucking find this right now. It is fucking hilarious. And Kawhi is another interesting case because I genuinely think Kawhi is 100%. He's gonna lead Toronto into the third or fourth seed, and Toronto will surprise you. But come again in the playoffs, who the fuck knows? Who the fuck knows? Maybe Kawhi can be a difference. Maybe he's still that Finals MVP that we all know from 2014. Maybe, just maybe. It might be Toronto versus Boston in the East. Just maybe. But, guys, let's talk about the Vegas Golden Knights now because, we're talking about gold. You imagine winning. And Vegas was winning all these road games. They were winning road games with road wins. They were getting road wins with most of the opposition starters. All right, so a 5-1 win against Colorado at Colorado, most of their starters. A 7-2 win at LA against the Kings, most of their starters. At San Jose, a shootout win at San Jose, most of their starters. Now, the same argument can be made about the recent game, which I went to yesterday, the Colorado Avalanche game at home at the T-Mobile Arena, at the Fortress for the Vegas Golden Knights. Man, another one at home, and I thought, man, I hope the Washington game, Game 5 is the only game I get to see my team lose. But no, that wasn't going to be it because Colorado's, goaltender was actually pretty spot on, I felt. Frank Coos, 29 saves on 32 shots, 906 save percentage, fantastic on him. I thought he was pretty great. He made a lot of great saves, even in pressure situations where Vegas looked like they were just relentless, and this kid kept at it. So I mean, kudos to him and that fucking blue line for helping him out, man. Conceding 3 goals against Vegas at home, I know it's 3 goals, but damn, man, that's pretty admirable for them to do that. So I give shout out to Frank Goose for doing that shit. Vegas started Subban, and he made 23 saves on 20 save shots, a 52 save percentage. So for me, mind you guys, this is his first game back preseason. I remember, I believe he was injured during the playoffs for a bit. And for him to just be on the ice, for me, it's like, okay, cool. He's back on the ice. This is preseason. You got to get your feet wet again. And that's fine. It's okay to lose games like this. It's okay. It's preseason. Get it out of your system. It's okay. And Subban didn't look that great. But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Even though Subban didn't look that great, Vegas, the entire team didn't look that great that game. And I'll tell you why. Because our goal scorers only came down to Pacioretty, Hunt, and Bischoff. When you have a first line of William Karlsson, Riley Smith, and Marchessault, and they can't generate points, that becomes a bit of a problem for us. And we've seen this happen a couple of times where either the goaltender gets so overwhelmed that our offense just really can't do too much about it, and I'm telling you, these tendencies, you have to fix these tendencies. I've said this last season when I was reviewing a lot of these Vegas Golden Knights matches, and I'm still saying it now. You have to figure out these small tendencies early on, and I'm glad they're showing it again in preseason so they can address and fix these issues. And when it comes down to Colorado, they had goal scorers, man. I mean, good God. Comfer, Soderberg, Dries, whatever. Kosmachuk, I'm butchering all these names, I'm pretty sure. And Kamenev with an empty netter. And so, really, the boys looked really tired and real lazy, in my opinion. And for them to come out with the 5-3 loss, even then, I felt like, wow, I think they kind of got away with one because they only started playing in the third period. I mean, that's all I saw. And I thought, oh, this really should have been a 5-2, 6-2 blowout. This wasn't even close, in my opinion. This was never really that close. And other thing that we have to talk about with the Vegas Golden Knights, Cody Glass and Eric Brandstrom. Now, guys, I've covered a couple of these preseason games either on YouTube or here at the podcast, and every time I see these two guys, either on TV or highlights or on live at the Fortress, I mean, listen, man, with news of a good chunk of our young guys, being sent down to our AHL affiliate with the Chicago Wolves, I think all the signs are pointing to these two guys becoming pivotal pieces in the starting line. I mean, Cody Glass. Every time I see Cody Glass on ice, I just look at the way the kid moves and the way he puts himself in situations near the puck to put himself in the most optimal situations to fucking poke check that shit so he can distribute that to a team member or just have himself just zip up afterwards. And Cody's going to be a great playmaker. I can already see it. Cody's making these passes, in my eyes, like, wow, he's zipping through. He's making these blind passes like you wouldn't even see that shit. And maybe I'm reading into it. And for me, he is our first round pick. He is our first draft pick. And I will hold on to him dearly for life. Okay? So if there ever comes a chance I get a Cody Glass jersey, I will get a goddamn Cody Glass jersey. And that's the ultimate hope. I want him to just start up. And what I've been seeing, the crazy thing is what I've been seeing with Cody Glass's performance. Don't be surprised by mid-season if you see Cody Glass in the third line or second line. And my ultimate fantasy is this: Cody Glass at center, Stastny at left wing, and Alex Tuch at right wing. That would be a force to be reckoned with. Cody Glass as this fucking slick playmaker, Alex Tuch the fucking power forward, and Max Pacioretty, who I have an opinion about Max Pacioretty, and I'm gonna say it right now. I feel like he's the most regal motherfucker I've seen. Like I've seen a lot of players skate at the Fortress. Something about Max Pacioretty, in that gold, gold and gray, in that number 67, it's something about it. It's just so regal about him. And so I would love to see that team up with Cody Glass. And let's talk about lastly, Eric Brandstrom. Because Eric Brandstrom is so slick on ice. Like, he is so slick in skating. And his stick handling is beautiful. I think his stick handling is gorgeous. Just the way he fucking moves that puck. He tends to sauce a little too much though. I'm not gonna lie. He can do all these little fucking sick ass moves, but he tends to do a little too much sometimes. That's when I'm like, Eric, slow down. All right, slow down. Fundamentals first. All right, I love the neat little tricks, but fundamentals first. All right, fundamentals first. Clear it out of the zone. Pass to your teammates proper. Don't lose the ball in your own fucking in your own half. All right, like that simple shit like that. Let's keep simple shit like that. But I think Eric Brasham, Cody Glass are definitely shoo-ins for at least healthy scratches or back-to-back night fixture fucking replacements. So I would love to see those two guys in. And speaking of guys in, guys, Shea Theodore signs a 7-year contract with a $5.5 million $5.2 million per year, which roughly comes up to about $36 million for a contract. What a fucking steal for 7 years. I mean, 5.2 for 7 years. You guys have to remember, Drew Doughty just signed for fucking 8 years, $11 million. If Shea Theodore becomes that elite NHL defender defenseman that he can be, in 7 years' time, by 2026, we're gonna be like, this is the greatest fucking deal we've ever made. This is the greatest fucking deal we've ever made. And I'm hoping we can say that by what would that be, by year 9? At that point, we would be year 8 or year 9. So that would be fucking phenomenal to see. And so I can't wait to see Shea Theodore, skate with the boys on ice again. And just a reminder, guys, I will be at all the preseason games, the next 2 preseason games. So, the last 2 and the only 2 that are going to be there. So the LA Kings on Friday on the 28th, and then the San Jose Sharks on the 30th on Sunday. I will be at both, bringing the pucks and hopefully reviewing on ice at the arena on Friday, probably Friday, recording, and then October 4th will be opening night. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to go to that one just because I just don't want to deal with the traffic. I don't want to deal with all that shit, and I might sell the tickets, so who the fuck knows. NHL though, let's talk about some NHL news. Because we talk about the 31st seed, the Vegas Golden Knights, but great announcement for the NHL. The Seattle City Council has voted unanimously in favor of a $700 million renovation plan to Key Arena, which will most likely house a Seattle NHL team. The 32nd team is coming. I can't wait. This gives me more of an excuse to go to Seattle. This is going to be the ultimate. This is going to be the ultimate sports city. Now, I will argue this, though. Bring basketball back. Bring the Supersonics back. Bring the Supersonics back and make Seattle a fucking sports city. You have the Marlins. You have the Seahawks. You have the Sounders. You are now going to have an NHL team. Bring back the fucking Supersonics, man. I'm telling you this right now. This is going to be great for Seattle. All right? And for any of you thinking like, oh, man, why would you send a fucking NBA team back to Seattle? Why have a team in like Memphis when they're shit? Why have a team in Phoenix when they're shit? I understand history and all that, but like, come on, guys, come on. Seattle deserves a fucking team. All right. So, let's talk about the Dodgers. Just a little bit. Dodgers are doing real hot right now, making the push for the playoffs, and it's looking good. It's looking real fucking good for the Dodgers right now, man. And I'm hoping World Series. Right, I know there's a lot of realistic folks out there that are saying, they're not going to win, they're not going to do whatever. I'm a basic newbie. Playoff time, I'm going to be engaged. I'm going to be in student mode. I am going to be just trying to learn the fucking sport as much as I can. But until that point, I'm just going to be like, listen, let's get to the World Series. Let's get to the fucking World Series. I know it's hard, but let's get to it. And guys, when we talk about other sports that I'm not too familiar with, but yeah. We gotta talk about this. Congratulations to Tiger Woods on his first tournament win in 5 years. And I know I shit on golf all the time. And one of the main reasons is because I, as a kid, was forced to play golf every Saturday. Now, when you're a kid, every Saturday, what do you want to do? You want to watch cartoons. You want to eat cereals. You want to just get wasted on cereal. But my dad kind of made me go to the golf course every fucking weekend. I know, first world problems and shit, but I just hated it. I absolutely hated going to the golf range and just fucking hitting those balls. I fucking hated it. You know, growing older now, though, I mean, I still don't really care about golf. I still, it's one of those sports I recognize that it's there, and slowly but surely I'm saying it is a sport. I mean, I was at this point last year where I was like, golf isn't a sport. It is a sport. Yeah, I get it. But what I am here to say is I absolutely recognize people who transcend the sport, and Tiger Woods is absolutely one of them. This guy, and I'm watching this clip of him walking to the 18th hole, and that crowd behind him, the level of support, and when he finally won, it was, and I don't care like the technical way of how he won it, whatever. Just think about the journey he had to go through. All the fucking bullshit the last few years, all the naysayers, all this shit, and he just fucking does it. He just fucking does it. If Nike, all right, if Nike has fucking balls, you know what they do? They don't put Colin Kaepernick on that fucking headline campaign shit. You put Tiger Woods on that shit. Believe in something, even if it means sacrifice everything. And you know what? Pointed to Tiger. I know, he cheated on his wife. Boo fucking who? Fuck you. All right, fuck you. Don't give me that shit. He has sacrificed everything because he believes in himself, his fucking skills, and his willpower. All right? And he has gotten there. What a fucking stud. All right? And I hope he stays around for a couple more years. I understand the age limit too. I get all that. And I'm not here to suggest that I'm a golf expert or anything, but what I'm here to say is he is arguably one of the greatest golfers of all time. And if he has a couple more years, I think he could fucking just stretch that legacy a little further and just widen that gap between him and the next guy. And I don't think it'll even be close. I just don't know. I don't know that much golf, but I'm just saying, like, Tiger Woods deserves all the fucking praise right now, man. I know it's not a big deal. I know it's not a major. Whatever. This is huge for a guy who went through all the shit. Congratulations, Tiger Woods. You are the fucking man. And if you keep continuing to win, Lord, I hats off to you. My God, amazing. All right, so Todd Phillips' Instagram, director of the Hangover movies, more famously known for the Hangover movies, right? Arthur, the small video clip of Joaquin Phoenix as Arthur, aka the Joker, with the song "Laughing" by the Guess Who. I mean, holy crap! The way he shot that specific scene, video, looked fantastic. You know, and it looks great, but we'll have to hold our horses, right? We don't know what we're gonna get. But which actually brings me to the weekly writing. So remember, guys, all weekly writing is on the description, on the link below. So make sure you check that shit out. Weekly writing number 36, very simple. I figured, as many times as I watched that clip, I was like, there's something about this I really just like visually. And the genre was tragic comedy. And I just titled it The Comedian. Something short and morbid. Seriously, it is just short and morbid. That's really all there is to it. It's just it was the whole idea, the whole premise of it was I wanted to write a story or a short story where the premise is kind of set up like a joke, where you have the setup, the punchline, the aftermath. That's how I see it, and I wanted to set the premise like that, and so that's how I wrote it. But very short, very morbid. If you guys want to check that shit out, again, links on the description below. Remember, guys, all weekly writing is on the SoundCloud page. And again, I think I said that because I'm a fucking idiot. It happens. All good. This is the thing. I write these scripts, and you expect me to be a decent reader at them. No, not at all. I rush shit. I get in my own head. That shit happens. But speaking of shit happens. All right. I decided to just take this movie because I was on a decent roll with just not going outside, being a lazy fuck. And Netflix was that immediate solution I could look to. And lo and behold, weekly film number 36, Full Metal Alchemist. From Himuro Arakawa's Full Metal Alchemist comes this Netflix abomination. Adaptation. Netflix's obsession with getting this live anime adaptation thing down. Why? But let's talk about the plot. Let's talk about the plot. Two brothers fucked up their science experiment and now need to get their bodies back in a military society with magic. That's the premise of this movie. Okay. And I think that's the nicest and cleanest way to clean up the plot, really. I mean, good God, Japan. Good God, Japan. Do you hate writers? Do you not like writers? Like, do you just like having the most stereotypical film tropes on the screen at all times for your plot? Like, is that what you want? I mean, I've seen this in Bleach. I've seen this in this shit. I've seen this in, like, fucking other goddamn live anime adaptations. Like, what the fuck is going on? And here's the thing. They're like, the reason why I ask this question is, you get a shit film like this when you have no tension or no focus or no conflict. I mean, yes, there's conflict, yes. But it doesn't feel like palpable conflict. You're just sitting there and understanding that, okay, the way these guys are writing and have the fucking setup, the good guys are going to win. Like, this is a very stereotypical story thing. And and the more frustrating part of it, the reason why I get so frustrated at shit like this, right? Especially adaptations, which fail to not only properly adapt, and you don't need to properly adapt. You don't need to do page by page, book by book, frame by frame. I'm not saying it. I'm not suggesting that. What I'm suggesting though is, get proper writers. Write a convincing enough plot or convincing enough fucking, I don't know, characters for me to follow along. Because here's the thing, when you have source materials, when you have 27 fucking volumes of manga, when you have two different anime series, two different animated series, which went above 50 plus episodes for each of them, mind you, okay? And two different animated movies that were both over an hour and a half, how many more fucking sources do you need? I mean, I read quotes from this director. I wanted to stay true to the manga, but at what cost? At the cost of not having writers? You just want to kind of make it look similar. This is all I felt like it was doing, and we'll talk about that more in the visual shit. But my God, let's talk about the characters. Let's talk about the fucking characters. Oh, good Lord! Just like me, overreacting and screaming. That's all they were doing. Shit like that on Twitch and YouTube, it's great. But in a fucking movie, I want some more subtlety. I want some more nuance in that shit. And that's the MO for most of the characters in any particular scene. Emotion, nah, just yell it. Just yell it. It'll show. It'll show. All right, I mean, you don't necessarily have to scream out emotions to say that you're mad or shit. You could use actors. That's why they act. But I get somewhere along the line, one of the production members missed the memo. I don't know. Maybe I'm just wilding out here. I don't know. But visuals. Oh, from decent moments to absolute visual farts on the green screen. I mean, it really was a mixed bag, man. It really was. And there was a couple of decent enough establishing shots. Like, there really were. Like, fucking bland. And that's really the only word you can really come down to. I mean, when you think about it, the director does a really good job of trying to do a frame by frame copy paste method of visual style in terms of what he saw in the manga and what he wants to put on the screen. But if you're so fixated on that, you kind of lose focus on every fucking thing else. And it really showed in the plot and characters. It was just, oh my God. And the visuals, even then, it's like, good God, you couldn't, from momentary eyegasm, from a millisecond of eyegasm to just absolute green screen diarrhea. It went all over the place. It was all over the place. It was a mixed bag of just all over the fucking gumbled up jambalaya. I didn't need that. I didn't need that, but I sat through that 2 hours of 40 fucking minutes. But if there is a really good thing to talk about in this movie, one particular thing I will say is the music. Reiji Kitasato deserves a massive shout out as the composer, and I suppose based on the Wikipedia, IMDb, and Anime Network as sources, I'm using his name there. If I'm mistaken, please anybody out there correct me if I'm wrong. Please do so. And here's the thing, Kitasato really, he really is the only saving grace of this movie. I'll say it right now. Orchestra music that makes the film more epic than it should, because the music was excellent. The music was one of those things like, wow, I wish I could just take this track. I wish I could just take this entire soundtrack and just put it in another fucking movie. Because this movie does not deserve this great of a soundtrack. It really doesn't. Not at all. And really, it just... I don't know how many fucking times I screamed, fuck you to this movie. I just really don't know. I lost count. After 13 minutes of this movie, I just started repeatedly saying fuck you. Because it just got to this point of writing got lazy. Every film stereotype you could think of in an action thriller just happened to just happen. It just happened to happen. And oh my god, you cannot make this shit up. Just try to watch 2 hours and 14 minutes of this shit. And here's the thing. There were so many production companies behind this movie. There were probably more than a dozen that I saw the list on there. But here's some of them. Warner Brothers Japan, New Line Cinema, Square Enix, GK Film, Japan News Network, and etc. Yet, despite all these big names, yet somehow low budget to the point you have to do some DIY shit on your visual effects? Are you fucking serious? Good lord. I get it. It's not Hollywood, but the director's coming out we're going to try to make it Hollywood. We're going to make these techniques in Hollywood. Stop trying to do Hollywood shit. Focus on fucking writing first. Focus on writing first. I don't give a fuck. Fucking visuals are great. Visuals are great. Great. All day, every day. You can have great animations, visual effects, special effects all day. But there's no fucking plot and writing. There's no fucking movie. There's no fucking movie. How simple can that be? Frustrated rant aside, if I have to give this movie a review, I give it a 2.0 out of 10. Full Metal Alchemist is a hair-pulling, no-fun action thriller that has you bored in the first 10 minutes and regretting your life by the 2 hour and 13-minute mark. Seriously, it is bad. Fuck that movie. That movie is bad. Oh, fuck. All right. Album of the week. Decided by Young Boy Never Broke Again. Yes, back to some good old hip-hop, new age hip-hop at least. I was honestly surprised how emotional Young Boy Never Broke Again tracks can be. I only probably heard one song, and it was Outside Today. But listening to all these tracks really kind of reminded me, man, there really is great production value all around. There really is great production value all around, going on all around in the world of hip-hop these days. All these tools, the technology is unbelievable. And now you got these fucking genius minds behind the producer's booth, just jamming out shit. And for me, Young Boy Never Broke Again, I think lyrically he's pretty damn good. I think rap-wise he's pretty damn solid. So I would recommend this album to anybody who wants to check out hip-hop, new age hip-hop at least. See what's out there. See what the new young talent is out there. And I'm going to wrap it up with this, guys. I'm going to wrap it up with this. Bill Cosby. 3 to 10 years in prison. This was a news article I was reading a couple days ago. He was sentenced to 3 to 10 years in prison for, I believe, rape of over several dozen women over the course of 3 decades, which is disgusting. It really is disgusting. And listen, it's a real fucking shame. Such a comedy legend is going out this way. And so, guys, just remember, okay? This is a reminder here at the Sky Lounge that we preach every time. No rape, no murder. All right? Let's keep that shit simple at the Sky Lounge. No rape, no murder. So next week on the Sky Lounge, guys, we will be entering October. Holy shit. September will end and a lot of people will be waking up. That was a bad joke. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me this week. Make sure you are subscribed on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Google Music for a new episode every Tuesday. Make sure to follow me on YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook at thescylounge. Stalk me on Snapchat at DA13IG5UNG. Now, fuck off. Wow, that was a full hour of recording. Haven't had it that long before. That's well, you know what? 100th episode, 1 hour. Hey, fucking coincidence? Maybe. But it works out for my advantage, at least. Well, the video is going to be split in two on Twitch, but I think I'm going to go ahead and just go work on this on my fucking tablet here before I'll upload this on the YouTube. Just because, yeah, it can be a bit tricky. Just being, because I'm a lazy fuck. Like, I'm such a lazy piece of shit, so I have to upload this shit on YouTube. So this will be up very soon on YouTube on, fuck. I fucked up. Yeah. So on Twitch, it's going to be here as a two-parter. I'll list it as part 1, part 2 momentarily. Otherwise, good shit. We will be back probably in the next few hours, I would imagine. Because you know what? The whole Spider-Man thing, I have to finish Spider-Man. I have to go ahead and finish Spider-Man on Twitch. As for YouTube, I'm gonna just be doing more shit, and I fucked up again. So I'm gonna fucking sign off before I make any more stupid ass mistakes. So.